sports world. Whether it's the latest blockbuster trade or the societal impact of sports. 2 Men On with your hosts, Van Nunley and Fred Slow, with producer Isaiah Johnson on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
It's Thursday, Albuquerque. You know what that means? That means that we're all just living in Jerry's world. Of course, talking about Jerry Jones. Big announcement coming in moments. Van Nunley, you are with me here at Sadie's.
Accurate. I had me some delicious red enchiladas with a super, super well-priced egg on top.
Okay, got that. Isaiah
no
Johnson.
Extra upcharge for eggs here at Sadie's.
Isaiah Johnson
for now.
Studio.
Yeah, I had a pretty good burrito earlier. Had Christmas chili in there. Thanks to Sadie's for kicking off that a crave for me.
Got a big public announcement here. We're about to give it to you. I want to pull it up so I have it verbaged correctly. New Mexico stands with California donation drive for all pets affected by wildfires. The A Ranch on 4th Street is a heartfelt donation drive to support all pets impacted by the devastating California wildfires. The community effort will take place Sunday, January 26th from 1 to 6 p.m. with donations being collected at Petland at 8850 Holly Ave Northeast. That is, we'll just right there off Holly. This drive isn't just for household pets like cats and dogs, but also for animals such as horses, cows, sheep, goats, birds. Donations of all sizes welcome and can include for small animals, food blankets, leashes, pet beds, crates. For larger animals, hay, feed, water, troughs, halters, ropes. For all pets, medical supplies, grooming items, and comfort toys. Love is a 4-legged word, and it's time to share love with pets of all shapes and sizes who need it now. That is from the Hay Ranch. I don't think we've talked enough about them. Their ownership is special and important and helped us substantially during our fire relief drive last week. Fernando Aragon is tomorrow taking a ton of donated water from Premier and Sprouts out to California to help they, and then he's coming right back around to pick up more of this to help others. So be aware that you can on Sunday before the football games start, 8850 Holly Ave Northeast Suite I. That's right there in Albuquerque. So pretty cool event.
All right, man. Hell of an event. Please help as much as you can. And I'm reading in between the lines here. You can't have my dog. What? I'll get you dog food. I'll get you some toys. I'll get you some beds. Get you some blankets. Can't have my dog, man.
Nobody wants your dog.
Everyone wants my dog. Did you just hear that testimonial? Did you just hear that advertisement? They said, hey, Van, give me your dog.
No.
Van,
what they
Van,
said was...
They said, Van, hey, Van. Give me your dog.
They said there are animals that need help in California. Please help them. You're not helping if you provide your dog, which only ruins everything.
Well, that's in your perspective.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of perspectives here.
Nope.
Where it enriches people's lives exponentially, including mine and my partner's.
How do you figure?
Smiles, giggles, scratchums, given and received.
It is all smiles down in Arlington as the Cowboys are about to announce their new head coach, and he checks everything off the list that the Cowboys wanted, Van.
Mm-hmm.
He will be incredibly cheap.
Cheap.
No one else wants him.
Yep.
He's going to let Jerry do the thing.
Punching bag.
Oh, 100% yes, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literal doormat.
Does not care about attention, and that is good because that is the life force that makes Jerry Jones exist.
Yeah, absolutely. We talked about it on this program literally yesterday, but Cowboys for 30 years had a lot of success in the regular season, a lot of choking in the playoffs. If you want to sustain that mediocrity, boy, do I have a football family for you. They're named the Schottenheimers.
Mm-hmm. This reeks of Dave Campo. I don't know if that name's going to resonate a ton.
How about you, Zay? Dave Campo. He was he was the coach when you were like 4.
Yeah, no, not a fan. Not a fan. I know the history, not a fan, but hold on, pump the brakes here.
Okay, pumping.
It's time to pump the brakes because you know how Jerry moves, you know the Cowboys move. Things have developed from an hour ago.
Okay, give us the development.
The development is, number one, Jerry and Pete Carroll have had non-formal conversation, and it also is coming out that Stephen Jones is the one, of course. And I tried to tell the Cowboy fans and everyone else who says, "Oh, when Jerry dies, it's going to be all better." No, it's not. The same way when Trump's done, Barron Trump's coming right up the pipeline in about 30 years, is the same way that Stephen Jones is waiting to take over. And Stephen Jones is the one that's trying to stop Jerry from the whole Dion. Stephen Jones is the one pushing for Schottenheimer. Stephen Jones is the one saying, hold on, the same way it is now officially a fact that originally Stephen Jones was telling Jerry not to sign Dion, the football player. And Jerry went and did it anyways, and it made Stephen Jones actually physically push him up against the wall. And Jerry had to look at him and smile and say, are you actually going to hit me about this?
False flag.
So Stephen Jones is never liked, for some reason, I'm telling you, he's the one that thinks he's smarter than everybody. Mm-hmm. He thinks he's the genius. He
didn't skip a generation, huh?
No, but at least Jerry will take a risk. Jerry likes the lights.
So when you say the Joneses and Pete Carroll had an informal conversation, they took their shoes off, like how informal? Were they in robes? Like how informal?
I guess Pete Carroll he's trying to express to teams that he actually does want to coach and that he is excited about the opportunity to coach. So him and Jerry have spoken, and that is why Schottenheimer is not yet hired. Stephen Jones is the one pushing that whole train, whereas Jerry wants Dion.
You don't think that leak has anything to do with contract negotiations for Schottenheimer? You don't think it has anything to do with leverage?
What leakage? What leverage could Schottenheimer ever have?
Better sign now for this entry number. Better do it.
He's lucky they even consider him as a head coach because no other team has in 10 years. He shouldn't even be in this position.
10 years His name is generous. I mean, it's longer than that.
Yeah.
Also, I guess good comparison, but a bad point with Barron Trump because Donald Trump is ending birthright citizenship and he's the child of an immigrant, so he can't run for president. So null and void.
How about that?
No, that's a great point.
The note here about Stephen Jones. This is in the industry what we call a fall guy. So it's not Jerry Jones that's hurting you, Cowboys fans. It's only the most important person in his life, his flesh and blood. It's not Jerry who's doing you dirty, Cowboys fans. It's this other evil entity.
Well,
Stop it, Cowboys fans. Stop it.
We know tendencies.
Okay.
We know the tendencies of these two. And Jerry is the one that he's the one that wanted Manziel, and Stephen Jones was like, no, let's draft Zach Martin, the right guard out of Notre Dame.
I don't know.
So because that worked out, you know exactly who Zach Martin is, the only lineman to ever win the MVP of a bowl game, unless someone else has done it since.
I did not know that, no.
Yeah, he played for Notre Dame. A right guard who won MVP of a bowl game.
Good deodorant, too.
It is. A little outdated, though. But, Stephen Jones is the one that likes to sit back and say, oh, let's be logical. Whereas Jerry's the one that gets excited and at times wants to make that splash. That's never been Stephen Jones. So that is why Dion got the phone call so quickly, and then that's when it hit a wall because Stephen Jones is like, oh, but wait.
So I just want to make sure I understand. Stephen Jones has so much control over his father and the Dallas Cowboys that he can keep his father from hiring Deion Sanders, but he couldn't keep his father from calling Deion Sanders.
No, that's accurate. Yeah, that's accurate. Yeah, it's like
Daddy, where are you going with that phone?
Get out of here. Leave me alone, Stephen. I need my own privacy. I'll call whoever I want, Steve.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It really is. Think about it. We just heard of the Jets. I think he may have been the guy that got fired. He listened to his son or / grandkid, the age of a grandkid, but I guess it was the son.
Yeah, it's weird, right?
Yeah, it's very weird. He listened to him about not trading for Jerry Jeudy because of Madden ratings.
Yeah.
So it is no shocker that Stephen Jones, who was the capologist in the 90s, who's been in the organization.
Dang, he lies that much? He's a capologist?
Yes.
So I just want to make sure I understand, because I keep getting a little confused every time I get a new wrinkle here in these sheets. I just
As you should.
I can't flatten them out, man. So Stephen Jones, who I recently just learned existed, he hates Deion Sanders so much that what he did to toy with him was dangle the head coaching job of the Cowboys in front of him. And then when Deion Sanders went to reach for it, he pulled it away like the fisherman in the Geico commercial with the dollar bill so that Deion couldn't get it. Although Deion never publicly said he wanted it, didn't actually meet formally for it.
Correct.
And only used that ignorant approach of toying to leverage more money from his current job. So Stephen Jones actually ended up helping Deion Sanders, and he played himself. Oh,
correct.
Wild.
Correct. I think there's more layers to this, Zay. Help me out if you find this. If you find this to be 100% true, which it obviously is. Stephen Jones is only 3 years older than Deion Sanders. You know how hard it is to be the son of a billionaire oil magnate.
Yeah,
there's no time for your children, right? There's no time for your kids. You're not going to go in the backyard and toss the old pig skillet around with your boy. You have serious negotiations with the members of OPEC or whatever, okay? Stephen Jones was neglected his whole life until he saw his father cozy up with Deion Sanders, prime time. His real child, real love of his life, his real son, probably not genetically, but in every other way. Deion Sanders is the love of Jerry Jones' life, and Stephen Jones has to see this come around full circle and smack him in the face once again. Is that accurate? I believe that to be accurate.
Yeah, it has to make sense. Because for anybody, as absurd as it could seem for them to not hire Deion now or say, for instance, Derrick Henry last year, it would be just as absurd to in 1995 be against bringing Deion Sanders onto your football team.
Wow.
Like, what reasons would you have to want to fight Jerry Jones because he signed the best cornerback in the NFL at the time?
Well, I have an opinion. The money.
Bad music.
Yeah,
that's what it was. So they're fighting, and Jerry's like, look, the money's fine. This is what I gave him. This is what I gave him. I'll tell the whole team. And Jerry went and put Deion's salary cap numbers on the board, showed the whole team, and says, "Do you want Deion?" And the whole room screamed, "F yes."
Now, I just want to make sure I understand again, because I'm not saying this scenario doesn't sound plausible, but I want to make sure that I understand. During the off season, Jerry Jones was able to get the entire team into the room.
Camp. It was training camp.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was signed after training camp. That's on me.
Yes. So he went into the room, and everyone was in there, and he did we want Deion? Yeah. And also, not hard to get the whole team together in the summer. No. It was summertime.
I mean, it's probably a text thread, right? Nice little email chain. Just reply all. Like, that'd be so easy.
A pager. 95. You didn't have pagers in.
Yeah, it was definitely during the season.
So they were all on a
it was during the season.
AOL instant messenger chain in their own private room.
He did not get $13 million because Jerry Jones, who I recently learned from Isaiah Johnson, is very stable, and it's his son that's the problem.
Correct.
Jerry Jones is superstitious about the number 13, so Deion Sanders only got $12,999,000 repeating dollars.
Interesting.
Yep.
Jerry, he's got the fan in him. He's a little bit of a fan. He a fan of the team that he purchased, the Dallas Cowboys. So we were talking about the Eagles GM yesterday and how he goes and just does what the fans want. Jerry has a little bit of that in him, but he is, when it comes to business and money, he's very, very, very smart about it. So he does look at this team too much like a business and not as a team that he wants to help win, but he does have his spurts where he wants the great player. And Steven's the one that's all cooped up about the money and what if this, what if that, what if this. And he's always making Jerry pump the brakes. And this time he's doing it at the absolute worst time. And I can't help but to think the national reaction, every single, whether you're a Cowboy hater, whether you're a Cowboy fan, everyone's like, what in the world are they doing if they hire Brian Schottenheimer?
Well, maybe Mike McCarthy has been holding him back the last couple of years.
That could be it,
Yeah, maybe he is that diamond in the rough you've been looking for this whole time. But here he was right beneath your nose,
like
unnoticed.
But no reason to fire McCarthy during the season and let him get like a head start and trust him throughout the process. No reason to do that.
No.
The perfect move is to do it
what they're doing
right now. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. After all the good coaches are.
Yeah. And then what really is going to bring change to an organization is changing nothing at all. So that's exactly what the Cowboys need, is to keep all of the moving parts in place, not acquiring any other new contributing players, just moving all the coaches up one position. So everyone on the defense stays the exact same. Everyone on the offense, you guys take one step forward. Let's try it again next year. Super smart. Genius move by the Jones family.
So today, Brian Schottenheimer had his third interview with the Cowboys.
Okay.
And that is 3 more interviews than any other teams asked him to have.
Yeah. Not in demand.
He wouldn't even get an offensive coordinator interview if he tried to go other places.
Exactly.
But he's the perfect fit. Oh, now I got it. I just had an epiphany. Because he is a loser. The losers like him.
Sounds right to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're on to something. Now, I wouldn't call them losers, but I keep hearing reports of, the players love them. That is the number one thing I don't really care to hear. Imagine going into a classroom and they average a D.
Sure.
And they're like, oh, no, we don't want to get rid of that teacher. We like that teacher. And maybe that's the problem.
Yeah.
But one of the main coaching things you hear about this Schottenheimer guy is, the players love him.
That's good.
Or Dak could have signed off on this. And, okay, what has Dak done for us to care? It's not like LeBron we're talking about here. And speaking of LeBron, I heard something earlier.
Ooh-wee.
If it not for LeBron, we're still here.
Okay.
If it wasn't for LeBron going to the Lakers would have been what the Cowboys are in danger of being if they hire Schottenheimer. It's a team that has all the spotlight, but they are just falling down right before our eyes, even worse than we thought it could be. This would be the worst move they've made since firing Jimmy.
And I don't know about that connection, but I like the idea.
Sure.
I will say this. The most likely scenario is Jerry Jones, who is old and senile, does not realize that Marty Schottenheimer died a handful of years ago.
Right.
He believes that Brian is Marty.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Was Marty anything? I don't even know too much about Marty.
When we get back from the break, we school Isaiah. It's 2 Men On, live from Sadie's on 4th, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
This message is brought to you by The Law Giant.
Alex Begum, the Law Giant, has been named.
Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to 2 Men On. We're live at Sadie's on 4th. It's going to be a fun one today. We're only on until 6 o'clock because then this station, KNML, becomes home of Lobo Talk, where you can hear some basketball talk about the Lobos.
Sweet.
They're doing well right now.
That's fun.
I believe they're out at Sandia, unless I didn't get a programming note.
Good guess.
Could be true. Could be true.
Big if true.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Big if true. I got some notes here. You ready?
You got some notes?
Marty Schottenheimer.
Yeah, I know him.
Very famous.
Sure.
I would put Marty Schottenheimer in the Hall of Very Good.
Yeah, he ran a great casino.
What?
I'm thinking of Marty Bird. Ozark. My fault.
It's his go-to Marty is what he did.
Yeah. I have Marty Schottenheimer. I was thinking of Marty Bird, the casino owner.
You skipped over Marty McFly? That's what you did?
21 seasons as a head coach, 13 times made the playoffs, only twice had losing records. NFL Coach of the Year in 2004. Dude could go. He is not currently in the Hall of Fame. I do not believe he will be.
Never won a Super Bowl.
Never won a Super Bowl.
Never got to a Super Bowl.
It's tough.
It's a bummer.
He was pretty good, though.
A lot of regular season success. If he would have got one Super Bowl, he'd be the Aaron Rodgers of coaches.
He won
so much regular season success.
He won an AFL championship.
Cool.
As a player.
I guess.
He won a UFL championship as a coach.
Okay. What did he win as an owner?
It's not ever been an owner.
No.
Yep.
Noner.
All right. Interesting one. But no, he was around forever. He did it for a long time. Pretty good at it, I think many would say.
Yeah, just kept losing in the playoffs. So, I mean, that family is perfect for the Dallas Cowboys. 18 playoff games. He was 5-13.
Not
if you're
very
keeping
good.
Score at home, that's a 278 winning percentage.
I think I knew him most as the Chargers. But
yeah,
I think he's best known for the Chiefs.
The Chiefs, yeah. That's the Steve DeBerg, Christian Okoye, Derek Thomas. Really good defenses, did enough to win over and over again, but just not in the playoffs.
So there you go. Now you're smartening up.
LaDainian Tomlinson years. That was a bummer. He had the Phillip Rivers, LaDainian Tomlinson, Sean Merriman years.
You put Sean Merriman in that mix?
He's so good. Friend of the show, Sean Merriman. Yeah.
Antonio Gates, I would put in that list.
Yeah, Antonio Gates, he was there.
No, he was like a
Doug Flutie.
Whole bunch of coaches came out of that stuff too.
Old
like
dangerous Doug Flutie.
If you remember, like Cam Cameron was down there and like Wade Phillips and all those guys. He's got like a tree.
Cam Cameron.
Wade Phillips.
Wade Lips.
I mean, what are you doing? Like, what is Wade Lips? That's not a thing. So there you go. Yeah, you learned a little bit.
So the Cowboys fans should go mild on this one.
Yeah, right now the fact that Pete Carroll's name is even dropped, we have the bar has been lowered substantially. But it now is, as Pete Carroll would feel the same way as a Deion Sanders. The past 2 days have been excruciating, knowing that they're interviewing this Schottenheimer guy. Because a week ago, we saw the name start creeping up, but we're like, surely, of course not, for all of the obvious reasons.
Why do you think that, though? Because that's what they always do. They always do this thing.
They've never just hired an OC that has never been a coach, that has no interest from anybody else.
Like Jason Garrett, they've never done that?
Jason Garrett was widely sought after by other teams when the Cowboys moved him head coach.
Gotta agree with Zay on this one.
He was like a top 3 offensive coordinator in the league.
I'm trying to think of those other teams he had.
But it was the Dallas Cowboys who let the league know
What was that?
how
other
lucky
team?
they are not to have him.
What was that
when it
other
was
team
all
he
said and
had
done.
Coached? What was it?
The-
I just know he's been a head coach for a long time. Like, what are the other teams?
Who? Jason Garrett?
Yeah.
I don't think he was ever a head coach after.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah.
He was not sought after.
As an
He
offensive
was
coordinator.
sought after before he went to the Cowboys.
Yeah. And before he got the head coaching job, he was very, very sought after. And then also the way Jason Garrett, he came in middle of the season after they fired Phillips. So he became the interim head coach, and then they won like 5 of the last 6 games when the season was like in the dumps. Like he
'Cause
won.
They had a weird exit plan too. Like they had a changing of the guard that Jason Garrett was going to hang on for like another year and a half, and then they're going to hand him the keys of the Porsche. But Wade Phillips is underperforming, and they hit the escape hatch.
The closest to a Jason Garrett situation would be if we never let Kellen Moore go and we hired him. That would be almost exactly how Jason Garrett got hired. But this Brian Schottenheimer is a 7-10 team, and he wasn't even calling plays. And the point you made earlier, Fred, as bad as the season got, this guy is he's in the system, and never once did anyone ever think, oh, let's see if maybe this guy could give it a shot. So what about the last week and a half just makes you feel like this could be possibly the guy? If you thought that way, he would have been calling plays. This guy wasn't even calling plays the past 2 years. He was just on the roster. He was just on the team.
All right, I'm just trying to put some facts out there for this opinion. And
I appreciate that.
I'm not trying to sway your opinion.
Thank you.
This exact same thing happened with Dave Campo, and this exact same thing happened with Chan Gailey. There is a precedent for this being the thing.
Those guys were offensive coordinators for 15 years and then got their first head coaching job at Dallas.
Defensive coordinator is correct for Campo.
For how long, though? This guy is young and has never been he's never been a head coach.
I see what you're saying. Nope, classic you got me moment. It's not the exact same 15-year resume.
Yeah.
It is more of a concept that this is what they've done.
That it keeps happening.
Yeah, that it keeps happening. Yeah, but no, you're right. In the hyper-specific, that amount of time example, you're very correct. But I'm telling you, there is an example of the Dallas Cowboys, and exceptions to this would be like Wade Phillips.
Mm-hmm.
Like Wade Phillips was an exception to this. Mike McCarthy was an exception to this. That also didn't work for the Cowboys.
Parcells.
But that was the one, though. That like when he didn't win it, they were never going to win again.
Agree.
No, they got better after he left. With all due respect to Parcells, that could be the roster just was inflated after he left. That was one of the best rosters they've had. But yeah, they didn't give Parcells really the team
for the record. He had 2 playoff berths in his 4 years as the head coach, Bill Parcells. Immediately following him was Wade Phillips, who had 2 playoff berths in his 4 years as the head coach. Pretty mid.
They both were mid. But Phillips got to 13-3. Parcells was 9-7, 8-8.
We're putting a little too much weight on the Dallas Cowboys coaching choices when it hasn't been the coach this whole time. It's been the general manager this whole time making these coaching decisions and not setting them up for success. The middle of the road nature of the Dallas Cowboys, the regular season success and playoff failure, is top down. This is Jerry Jones stuff, not Dave Campo
that's
stuff.
A good point. You're making a good point.
Quincy Carter.
Chad Hutchinson.
Get out of here.
Miss me.
Okay.
Drew Henson.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Tony Romo's nothing without Dez.
Ooh.
I'm going to say
Jason, Dez and Jason. Yeah, Tony Romo's garbage.
Since Barry Switzer, this thing has been cooked. And that was 1997. That's wild. That is so long.
It's a long ass time.
That sucks for this fan base.
But here's where some does come back on the coaches. When you look at their draft, since 2010, Dallas is number 2 with the most Pro Bowlers that they drafted. So they've drafted the second most Pro Bowlers.
Because they're on the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
It's the star on the helmet that gets the votes.
Same with all pros.
Yeah.
I don't know the difference.
Throwing a bone.
What's the difference?
Feeling sorry for him.
There's
Micah Parsons is very good. CeeDee Lamb is very good. Zach Martin is very good.
In 2009. Actually, that's a good thing. In 2009, I think they had like 13 one year. It was like the most ever.
That's 16 years ago.
Well, yeah, it's still during Jerry's tenure as a GM.
The whole
I just
thing.
feel like
The whole thing is during his tenure.
he's put together some rosters that should have been able to get it done. That's what really hurts about this drought. 09, 2014, 2016, those rosters were good enough.
I don't know if they were. I don't think they were. When we get back from the break, this segment is just like the Cowboys. It's over. 2 men on 95.9 FM and AM 610. Sports Animal.
Howard line.
Welcome to the program, friend of the show, Howard. Howard, welcome.
You know, Fred, this is an occasion that really bothers me right now.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to point out that you were painfully wrong about something
Go ahead.
as far as the Cowboys go,
Mm-hmm.
because they were not Barry Switzer's team. That was Troy and Emmett's team. Barry Switzer's main function was to drink bourbon with Jarrah.
Hero.
Ooh, dang. Good job.
Get on that private jet.
I'm sorry, since you haven't been wrong about anything in a couple of years, Fred. That was some sarcasm, man. That was some sarcasm, man.
Got you.
You know, I just had to point that out. And you need to quit casting aspersions on Brian Schottenheimer. I hear he's going to interview Danny Gonzalez for his defensive coordinator. So
Let's go.
man, what do you think of that?
I'd get that jersey.
Get that quarter zip.
That was Troy and Emmett's team, Fred. Troy and Emmett's team.
That was Jimmy
He might
Johnson's
as well have been
team.
the coach because Barry Switzer was a drunk.
Which I'm a fan of.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Cool.
what I want in my leader. You put one of the boys up there. That's my stuff.
You should want Gruden in there.
Well, he's a racist.
Yeah,
and
that's different.
Not my stuff. Yeah.
You could be drunk and kind.
It's hard.
Not for me. All of my racism is while sober. Everyone knows that. That's a given. Subtle. Also, it's more bigotry. It's more bigotry than anything.
It is now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Trump's America, it's more equal opportunity.
Everybody gets it now.
Yeah, it's off merit.
For sure.
So for you boys and my Cowboy fans listening,
Okay.
the official insider, of course, I always say her name, Jane Slater. She says, here's the deal. No unanimous decision yet in Dallas. There have been informal talks and picking of brains from the likes of Pete Carroll, Deion Sanders, and there is even a chat with Rich Bisaccia. I think he's a Packers guy. Schottenheimer seems to have the most steam, but things remain fluid. There are reasons the above aren't legitimate contenders, but Jerry Jones is certainly talking to a lot more people than he did the last search. Talks internally continue today as we wait based on multiple phone calls with several parties involved. So it sounds like by the end of the day or tomorrow morning we could have something, but it don't sound like Jerry wants Schottenheimer, or else it'd be done by now.
If you remove the inflection from your voice, you could tell that was exactly Chat GPT.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then Chat GPT must be based out of Dallas, Texas, because they got good resources.
Well,
which it seems like they do.
A lot of it's just made up, so maybe it's based out of Dallas fandom.
It's all pro wrestling. Schottenheimer's actually signed already.
Oh, 100%. Right. That is correct. Right. Yes.
How did I not know? No.
I mean, a handshake deal, but
and Triple H is going to be
Jerry Jones's handshakes don't mean nothing.
Triple H is reportedly being considered for the GM job. The only way Jerry would step down is if Hunter Helms as a member of the organization.
I feel like Brian Schottenheimer, the new assistant head coach of the Cowboys behind Jerry Jones, is really excited to draft Arch Manning in 2 years after
next year.
The Cowboys win 0 games.
3 or 4, but I get you. He's not going to wait it out. He's not going to wait it out for Joe Brady. No relation to Tom.
Who is Joe Brady?
He's the Bills offensive coordinator. He's like the darling of everyone who doesn't have a coach yet.
Does he play at Texas?
Everyone does.
Yeah, that's a good point. The only thing that's going to help the Dallas Cowboys and revitalize their fandom that they've completely lost to the Houston Texans.
Again, man, I think Deion Sanders is the hire. It is a 4D chess level move.
It's only for winners.
You get Cliff Kingsbury as offensive coordinator.
Never heard
you get Brian Flores of your defensive coordinator. And then success rains down.
They don't want success.
but they get success and money.
Listen, idiot.
As long as Dion gets the 2 best coordinators and has the best players, he can do some really good things.
Dear Van and fan base of sports that doesn't realize how cults work.
Okay.
You don't ever give them
What do you mean, like teenage horses?
CULT.
Okay.
You don't ever give them ascension, Van.
Okay.
You only ever tell them that he will return. You only ever tell them the apocalypse is looming.
Sure.
You only ever tell them that salvation will one day appear. You never ever, outside of sprinkling a little crack salvation on them every so often,
Sprinkle some crack on him, Johnson.
you never ever give them salvation. That's not how control
But hear me
works.
out. Dallas makes so much money.
Yeah.
The
they
Dallas
don't wanna
Cowboys
mess that
football
up.
team,
They don't want to mess that up.
led by Jerry Jones, great businessman, great front office mind,
Yeah, probably
does good
probably good
in
friend.
the money stuff, the attention stuff, keep cash and check stuff. But think if you combine that with on the field success, the sky's the limit.
I mean, if you think about it, their success in the 90s still hasn't died down. That's why they still are the most talked about team.
Should have said 70s. You screwed that one up. That's when they got fandom.
How about the biggest line in Cowboys history is how about them Cowboys, said by Jimmy Johnson in the 90s.
Sure.
How about them Cowboys is the slogan of the team. That was in the 90s.
America's team, that was in the 70s. And again,
Yeah.
But how
it's
about
this-
them Cowboys is bigger.
did America's team?
America's team's a nickname, but how about them Cowboys is it's as big. You can't. It's not less popular than being called America's team. It's up there.
Well, you can move the goalposts just like the Cowboys do with their fans here. But
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the fandom for the Cowboys did not originate in the 90s.
I didn't say that. I said
Yeah.
they peaked. They peaked in the 90s.
Roger
Next
Staubach in a fedora got
Those
the
are
Cowboys
very, very-
famous.
Oh yeah,
It's because of New
100%.
Mexico.
Yeah. War hero Roger Staubach
Nimmy
and a
graduate.
fedora is why the Cowboys are famous.
Let's go.
especially in New Mexico. They peaked in the 90s though.
When did Tom Landry stop? 88?
Me too.
Just physically and mentally and emotionally.
Yeah.
Barry Switzer a higher win percent than Tom Landry. It's all about Barry Switzer, the greatest Cowboy
crazy.
coach of all time.
That's a crazy angle.
4 years, 3 playoff berths, 1 Super Bowl, 3 NFC East championships. He's the greatest coach in the history of Cowboys.
Yep.
And they're afraid to celebrate it because reasons.
A lot of handles of Jack Daniels.
Simple is just like
Single
the big-
barrel, probably.
No, well, it's 100%. Are you
Yeah.
serious? You know what that would cost if you didn't?
Credit to Barry Switzer. It's not easy just to grab a strong roster and win the Super Bowl. So just because Jimmy won too doesn't mean they're guaranteed a win. But he did have a lot of help. Take the 92 Cowboys, add in Dion. Yeah, you should be able to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Drive the boat. Just drive the boat.
We got to grab one. When we get back from one, we wrap this hour up. It's 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
800-969-7766. 800.
Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to Two Men On. We're live at Sadie's on 4th. Come hang out with your boys. If you want to hang out with your boys, bar room is filling up. We're on until 6 o'clock. Then this radio station becomes home of Lobo Talk.
Ooh.
We hope that you enjoy that. I'm not always a listener to Lobo Talk. But that's because I'm here at Sadie's, often enjoying live music on the patio.
Sure.
But in person, it's a cool thing. If you're not here, go check it out there. I believe they're at Sandia Sportsbook. If they're not, I wasn't updated.
Tell Rob I said hi.
Talk about our prize picks a little bit. A lot going on tonight in the world of professional sports. There's a little thunderbolt next to LeBron James's name.
Ooh, discounted projection.
Don't know what that is. I'm going out on the limb on one. Otherwise, I think I got a good lineup tonight.
Okay.
You ready?
Hit me.
LeBron James more than 16.5 points.
Love it.
Damian Lillard more than 18.5 points.
Hey, that's what I did.
Giannis Antetokounmpo
Okay.
more than 23.5.
See, I stayed away from that one.
Okay, why?
He's up and down with his point scoring.
Time to be up tonight. Tareen Prince more than 4.5 points.
Okay, I like your style here. You're going all little gobby boys.
But until now.
Oh, dang it.
Yeah, I got Sabonis more than 18.5 points.
Okay.
And then this is my little reach of the night. He had a big game last night or 2 nights ago. SGA more than 31.5 points.
Set his career high last night.
It was.
You think he'd be tired tonight?
Well, I like him.
Winded.
I like him against Dallas. I don't think Dallas is great.
Especially without Luka.
So there you go. Use promo code KNML, and we will give you, that is correct, $50 hairs on your first $5 hair bet. We're excited to do it with you. So reach out. I also played one last night, and I'm waiting on Saquon to go more than 89.5 and Jaden Daniels to go more than 179.5 over the weekend, and I'll be a big winner again.
Attaboy.
So there you go.
Love that.
I'm in a good way in the world of prize picks, man.
Yeah, I did 2 different all goblins today. I took that LeBron James discounted projection.
16.
I also took Dame Dimes, 18.5 more points. I have my boy Grady Dick, 9.5 more points.
You like that, dude.
Bam Adebayo, just like saying his name. I got Bam Adebayo more than 6.5 rebounds. Scotty Barnes more than 4.5 assists. And the aforementioned DeMontis Sabonis. But I went little gobby boy, a little goblin on him, more than 14.5. It only pays 5-1, but lock it in. That's a sure thing, baby.
I like it a lot.
I know you boys.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was about to switch.
Oh, away from prize picks. Let me just say this. I have found a new system that I like. You follow your hearts out there.
Okay.
I try to find 4, 5 ones I'm really confident in, and then I'll make 2 bets paired with one that I'm not as confident in.
Oh.
So I'll go more on one and I'll go less on the other. Doing a little hedge.
Hedgy boy.
Doing a little hedge.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, it's so far worked well for me. Developments to come.
Cool. Yeah, I also switched methods a couple weeks ago, and I'm doing all goblins. You know, it doesn't pay off huge. You don't get those big, 20,
swings.
25 to 1 hitters.
Yeah, I love those.
But I like those 4 to 1, 5 to 1 hitters that I got a chance at every night.
So with what I just said, I now took that exact same lineup that I had, and I took SGA under with the less.
Okay.
So I have the exact same lineup, and if SGA go, everyone else has to do the thing I think
naturally
they're going to do.
Yeah.
And SGA, there.
Who's a dude?
Seems like a dude.
He's a dude.
Could do it. Am I rooting for him, and am I rooting against him? I don't know. Scott Edgeham just walked into Sadie's, and he is lovely. He's going to sit down with his wife and have a dinner. That's going to be nice.
You know how we always wondered Jaden Daniels was so poised? I think I figured it out.
All right.
He's got a VR robot brain.
No, yeah, that helps.
Yeah.
His mom, who is also his agent and like sits courtside with him at games and stuff like that, She's going viral recently because she says,
Oh no,
that,
is it the H5N1?
no,
Not that kind of
She
viral.
said, no,
Okay.
no.
Okay. Good.
She says that he will not have a girlfriend.
Whoa.
She says, I guarantee there's someone who's trying to get their hooks into Jaden Daniels. Somewhere they have a Jaden Daniels wall. So thank God he got a mama like me because it ain't happening.
Okay.
How old is he?
Wait for it.
Jaden Daniels, he's probably
22?
He's no more. Yeah, he's 22,
23?
Yeah.
If he's 24, that's old.
Yeah, it's a little old for your mom.
A little long in the tooth. 24. All right. He's just a ancient rookie.
But she's his agent, though. You know, when athletes are that close with mom or dad, they got them as the agent. It runs deep. And also, you wonder yourself, I mean, someone that close with mom at that age, number one, it's got to be why he's so poised. Look at Kevin Durant.
Oh, why did you use the word poised? You could have said lame. Anyone whose parent is their best friend is a loser.
Okay. My mother's my best friend.
The example is in the pudding right here.
Mhm.
Van Nunley is a loser.
Sandy Kay is an angel, and I'm lucky to have her as a mother and friend.
And she would not call you her best friend. She's not.
And when I was 24, I wasn't telling her squat about my real life.
Yeah.
Neither is Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels is keeping all those exploits real close to the vest. I promise you that. Mama don't know how Jaden do on the weekend.
Also, this shows me that she's worried that she's going to get replaced, which can't happen. But that's like every mother. You know, your little boy gets older, he gets a lady, and you wonder if he's going to start loving her more than you. I believe they're religious. Religiously, that's how it's supposed to be to an extent. So, I don't know. That definitely, but obviously he would know that better than anybody. She would. I'm sure the relationship, it's probably like Kevin Durant and his mother's.
Loser. Also, did she only say girls? Because maybe Jaden Daniels gay. I mean, maybe that's like
Gaden?
Yeah, Gaden Daniels.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it?
I'll let you guys eat that one up.
I'm just wondering, like, is
she didn't specify?
Yeah, she didn't specify. Well, she did.
Well, she said only no ladies. Just like thanks to Trump's executive order, we're all ladies now. That's cool.
What's she doing? Like taking apps? She's taking resumes from all the ladies that want to go on dates with Jaden Daniels?
Yeah, you got to send me your LinkedIn.
Yeah, she's not actually an agent. She's not actually a good mom. She's actually just super helicoptery, and she's the worst.
Matchmaker.
The wildest part, which is like, I think a thing idiots don't think of now.
Okay.
It'll be 10 years from now, unless someone's really paying attention, and he sues the stuff out of her for just spending his money and misappropriating his image and likeness.
That would suck.
Hey,
that would suck.
Oh, it's factual. Cam Newton just did a thing on it.
Those are the worst stories when athletes have fallouts with their families publicly. Tyron Smith, growing up, he was my favorite player. He's a left tackle for the Cowboys, now on the Jets. But he had a whole dispute where his sisters and his mom were like outside of his house, vandalizing it, trying to force him to give them money. And he was giving them money, but then he stopped. And they come to his house and they're breaking stuff, and it made the news. But then later on, there was a report, I believe it was Tyron Smith this happened to, where I guess him and his mom and his stepdad got into a dispute, and he put hands on the stepdad, and that also made the news. Luckily, that didn't get worse. Tyron Smith's a big guy, but when families are willing to go public about it, it's terrible. I mean, Kobe's parents auctioned off his stuff when he was younger, and he hated them for that. Aaron Rodgers reported he doesn't like his parents, to say that lightly.
I don't feel like I know this for a fact, but I feel like I remember, wasn't his mom tied into all the recruiting violations at Arizona State?
Rodgers? Wow.
Jaden Daniels.
Jaden Daniels.
Oh, she's okay. So she's So
Like
that's
she
why she's a manager.
sucks. Yeah, there's nothing like, hey, like normally I'm all punchlines and stuff. There's nothing really cute about this at all. Like she's a psychopath, and like he needs to be helped to get away from her.
Good luck getting him away from Mama. He's gonna have to co-sign on that.
Am I correct on that? Did you just look it up?
No, I did not.
No.
I'll look it up.
I think it had stuff to do with like because he was there during COVID or something, and she was like on behalf of or something.
Right. That I remember. Don't quote me. It's not admissible in court, anyways.
Yeah. Well.
Okay. ASU comes up after I tell. Oh yeah, implicated in.
There's nothing fun about this. She's nuts, and not even like the fun Kathy Bates nuts from Waterboy.
You beat me to it, dude. Yeah.
Mama said that magical rays of sunshine come down and make you happy.
That's a big part of that community too, where you'll just let
you say about feeling blue.
You'll just let your mom do anything crazy because like they brainwash you. Like as a kid, your mom is like, I'm the only one who got you. Like your dad's not around. Like,
but what if it's true?
Well, it's not, I'm not saying it's not, but I'm saying there's an emphasis put on it.
Okay, well, smarty pants, where was Jaden Daniels at getting all that under the table money and stuff or whatever at Arizona State? Is it a terrible negotiator? Luckily he had his mom there to get his back.
That's a good point.
Get his real value.
Well, maybe they're both
like
terrible.
1 year before NIL.
I'm not saying they're not both working together towards this.
There's your good ones. There's your bad ones. There's your manipulators. There's your manipulators that are good ones. There's levels. There's levels to the whole thing. But that's why I definitely. I mean, imagine if Travis Hunter had a mom like this.
Okay, I'm imagining
in his situation. He either would have a fallout with her because he would choose his lady, or he wouldn't be in the situation he's with his lady that has caused him all this stuff.
Heads up,
so,
you should choose your lady.
Yeah, that's what I've been told growing up. That's what I was always told. But vice versa too. Like if your mom gets remarried, she's low key supposed to pick the stepdad over you. That one's hard. That's a hard pill to swallow. That one though. If you reverse it, it's like okay, I can see where the salt is.
No, now hear me out. Or you surround yourself by reasonable people and you don't have two women fighting over your affection. Exactly. And you have to choose one or the other. That's toxic behavior and gross.
Heavy on gross and toxic.
Also I saw some documentaries on the internet that started off exactly like that.
It's like the other way too. It's like it's not just whoever.
Something hub. Can't remember where I saw it.
It's not just whoever in their relationship with their mom. It's whoever in their relationship with their kid. Like if you find a person, like if you're like I don't know, whatever girl wants to date Jaden Daniels. Like
a million of them.
A lot of them.
Sure, yeah. Like his crazy mom, although recognizing the money thing and it might be worth the rub.
Yeah.
Like cool. If he's the exact opposite, where he's like, my sole identity is this child that I've had previously, and I can't consider exploring a life with a new partner ever because my whole identity is this child, that's equally weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Make a little space for yourself.
Yeah.
Take care of yourself. You can't pour from an empty vessel. Yada yada yada.
Yeah, that is the big thing nowadays. You'll get that a lot of times. Mothers, they'll like make it seem like because they have their kid, there's no space for anything else. It's like everyone can join. Okay?
Yeah,
everyone can be together. We can all be friends. Same in this situation. But whoever that girl is, she's literally going to run them through an interview. They may not know it's happening when it's happening, but she's going to run them through. We think Jerry's over interviewing Schottenheimer. Let's see who Jaden Daniels decides to bring home to mom.
Or hear me out. You say, Mom, you don't gotta, I'm a grown man. You don't gotta worry about me anymore. Like I set up a trust in your name. Like if anything bad happens to me, you're set for life. If if I get into a bad accident or, I get, to a mush brain or whatever, then like everything's going to be fine.
Yeah, mom's not trying to hear that. If she gets to the point where she's at now, that talk isn't going to change anything. It's going to have to be some type of, it's going to be like ripping off a scab.
Just wait until he tries to get a puppy. It's 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610. Live from Sadie's on 4th, the sports animal. Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to 2 Men On. We're at Sadie's on 4th. I'm going to read you a not long, but too long message from Mark Andrews. Are you ready?
Okay.
On his, I think this is Instagram, on his Instagram today. It's impossible to adequately express how I feel. I'm absolutely gutted by what happened on Sunday. I'm devastated for my teammates, my coaches, and Ravens fans. I pour every ounce of my being into playing at the highest level possible. Excuse me as I clear my throat. Because I love my team and the game of football like nothing else. That's why it's taken me until now to collect my thoughts and address this publicly. Even though the shock and disappointment are unlike anything I've felt before, I refuse to let the situation define me. I promise that this adversity will only make me stronger and fuel us as we move forward. I thank everyone who has shown me and our team genuine support these past several days. Despite the negativity, I've seen heartfelt love and encouragement, including from those who have generously donated to the Breakthrough T1D organization. Even when the moment seems darkest, perspective can reveal that there's still a lot of light in the world. I'm now going to do my part to bounce back and contribute to it. Hashtag God bless. That is from Mark Andrews' Instagram. That is, of course, following the 27-25 loss to Buffalo, where he is the reason.
He's not the reason. Your $55 million multi-time, about to be three-peat MVP quarterback could have thrown about any number of better balls to you or to hit you right in the hands or the chest. You were a tight end. You were a good tight end. Should you have caught that? Yes, you should have. With wet grass and wet ball, wet jersey, everything. Like, it's not an ideal situation to have to fall over and catch a ball with the game on the line. It's not all on you. It's 53 people on that team. It's a team sport.
You're just leaving off that fumble?
The fumble, yeah. I mean, Lamar had 2 turnovers. Like, it's a team game.
All right, let me just see if Lamar dodged all the press after.
Also, let's keep in mind, let's not forget that Josh Allen had a minute and a half left with 2 timeouts, and all he needed was a field goal. So while the 2-point conversion would have been a cool story, it's not like time was running out. Josh Allen would have won that game at home on a walk-off field goal. Like, I mean, it's a non-issue.
Got to afford the opportunity. Here's the problem. Hey, cool paragraph. I get it.
I mean, he's a man. He owned up to it. Like, that's good.
It's not a man.
He didn't duck.
Yeah, he ducked.
He didn't hide.
He hid.
How can you make a public comment and call it hiding?
Super hiding. So he's hiding behind this Instagram post because he had a chance to go out there and talk about it. He had a chance to get in front of the crowd and say, hey, I'm here. I done screwed up. Let's work through it. But he didn't do it. He went away for 3 days claiming he needed time to calculate. Well, I'll tell you this, it's a lie. What he needed to do was get out there and say, hey, it's cool that a bunch of people donated money to a thing that helps people. Thank you for doing that. That's why he's out here saying this. It has nothing to do with him. It has nothing to do with his quote-unquote love for the game or the fans or whatever. It's that he has to publicly recognize that people are helping people of his foundation. Like, I like that. You can also just say that.
Also, I like that too. Like, that's super cool that, he got help from his foundation and, the Bills Mafia steps it up again, throws some money at, a really good problem. But let's put in perspective here that he is a grown-ass man playing a kid's game. Don't have to apologize to anybody.
Well, I'm not saying apologize.
This is entertainment.
You're interpreting. I'm saying just talk to him.
Well, you are also interpreting what Mark Andrews is saying, period.
I'm interpreting.
Like, this is a game. Like, you shouldn't be upset at another human being who's entertaining you in a stadium. Like, grow up.
Gotta disagree.
He's got to go out there and talk to him.
The reason why it is a kid's game. It is a game. The reason why he feels, and as he should, it's way worse, is because you dig back to the start of the very first day of training camp, the work you guys put in, the goal you guys set, all the pain and practices and blood, sweat, and tears and meetings and everything you went through is for one goal. And he, in his own mind, he feels like all of that is now a waste because of me. So I think it's more of like you feel like you let everybody down. Like, you think of all the work that was put in and you're like, all that is now nothing because of me.
This is meathead stuff. This is stuff by people who unironically use the word grit in normal conversation. You people need to grow up. Like, this is entertainment. But do you expect Prince had a bad concert in Minneapolis and he's got to come out and have a press conference and go, I wasn't on my A game today, guys. I missed that. I missed that F sharp in my last guitar solo. I'm really sorry I let my fans down. This is stupid.
If they were in a competition, say Prince had a group and they were in American Idol or the X Factor, and they made it all the way to the end and he messed up a note and that basically erased the past 3 months of buildup in that competition, then yeah, he would feel the need maybe to acknowledge that.
No, why do you guys keep saying he has to apologize? I don't understand this at all.
He didn't have to. Everyone knows he wants to catch it.
I'm just saying he has to sit there. That's what he has to say. Hey, I tried really hard, but he didn't.
a little too hard.
He said, I'm hiding, but the Buffalo Mafia just gave, and I think it's over $100,000 today, just gave $100,000 to my thing. So a couple days later, I'm going to start to feel bad about it and think them. It's soft. You can't be afraid to not do part of your job because you're bad at another part of your job. If this thing is entertainment the way that we've identified it, and Van and I have done that for all the years we've worked together here, saying, yeah, I done screwed up is okay after you screw up. Well, I don't know. It took me some time to clear my thoughts or whatever. Just shut up. I had to collect my thoughts. Shut up. Before I address this publicly, shut up. Just sit down and say, me, my bad. That's it.
Yeah, I don't think you're beholden to anybody to have to speak up.
It's literally in your contract.
It's dumb.
It's in your contract. Like you have to sit there.
But at the same time, he did that for himself. I mean, he definitely did it for himself. You had to. I'm sure he felt just an overwhelmingly amount of guilt, just breathing, waking up, making the decision to go eat food. He's constantly having to tell himself it's okay.
Well,
it's okay to even have an appetite.
Correct, yeah.
It's stupid to have the expectation that somebody at probably the lowest point of their professional career they're sitting in front of a locker room, sweaty and smelly, probably half naked, with a bunch of dorks with microphones around them,
Heads up,
like sticking microphones in your face. This is the worst day of your life. Tell us about it.
But heads up.
No, this is dumb. It is dumb.
You don't have to do that one. That one's not in the rules. You have to do at the conference one.
Who cares?
Me.
Why?
It's all part of the thing.
Why do you care about this? This is dumb.
Here's why. He had a career-defining moment. Forever, he is the loser who blew this. Forever. Tell me a single thing about Mark Andrews before this.
He was a dog.
All pro tight end. He's probably the second best tight end in the league.
He's top 3 tight end.
Yeah.
Who dropped that 2-point conversion, had that big fumble, missed that block that caused the fumble on the quarterback, and grifted all these Bills fans into giving $100,000 to his charity. That's him. By the way, he's afraid of microphones. That's his career now.
I don't blame him.
He wouldn't just go and stand there and go, yeah, boys, this thing is hard. I tried hard.
Mm-hmm.
If he would have just gone up there and go, I tried hard, that would have been it.
Yeah.
He couldn't do it. He's cowardly.
I mean, it's cowardly and hypocritical for us to
drop the ball twice.
Praise Simone Biles for not being able to do the exact same thing that you're antagonizing Mark Andrews for.
She said it before. That's incredibly different. Before she said, hey, heads up, I'm not doing this. I'm not well. I will get back to you when I am. He didn't do that. Just ran away. Became a loser and then charged that more with loser activity.
That is one person on the show saying this, Mark.
Who's Mark? Oh, that's
the
Mark
whole
Andrews.
Subject of this segment.
I didn't remember his first name or not on that basis. Yeah, poor guy.
We are.
Poor guy ruined it all. You know, he's a huge reason you're even in the position, Ravens, to put it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Also, Lamar Jackson could have thrown a catchable ball, and he didn't have to
Hey,
leap for it.
He should have said that in the press conference.
That would have
That's
been
why-
wild.
Hey, then he goes from Mark Andrews to Mandrews because he's a real man, because he's up there saying that. Saying, yeah, I'd be a winner if I had a winner quarterback. I got a guy who just compiles season stats. He become league MVP 3 times and never make it to a Super Bowl. First one in history. Why don't you go talk to that loser? If he would have went up there and Mandrews this thing, he'd be a hero.
Yeah, why don't you put it in my hands, Lamar Schottenheimer?
Yeah, but he's a coward. No one's better equipped to handle this situation than me. Too bad I got that crappy quarterback. If he'd have done that, hero stuff.
See, Fred,
Yeah.
here would be the issue. If it was you and you dropped the game-winning ball, what would happen is, I forgot what receiver it was.
Take
right
your
after the
time.
game, it was the receiver who, he lost the game for his team. And he kind of looked in the camera. Yeah, he threw the interception. It was a little trick play, and the guy threw the interception as a receiver. And he looked at the camera, and they're like, "Yeah, so why'd you
Is this
throw
for the
that?"
Lions?
No, I don't
All
think
right.
so.
I'm still following you. Keep going.
This was
A non-quarterback with a pass attempt screws it up.
Yes, and
Okay.
it gets intercepted to lose the game, and he kind of looked at the reporter after, like, "Why'd you throw it?" He has a little smile. He's like, I thought he was open.
That's
went
sweet.
over in practice, looked open.
Yeah.
I threw it. The safety came across like he was Ed Reed, picked it off.
Your example,
what happened?
Your example is good. I like the energy of it. I'm going to give you the better one, and it's LeBron James after he loses the championship with Cleveland, and the reporter says, "What's it feel like to lose the championship in Cleveland?" And he says, "I don't know what's it feel like to wake up like your loser ass every day." That's what he has to say.
Yeah.
I'm going to wake up and be LeBron.
Yeah, you're going to wake
You
up and
guys-
be you.
Yeah.
Losers. If Mark Andrews would have went out there and said that, if he would have went out there and said, if they would have been like, "Hey, Mark, how's it feel to lose the big game?" If he would have went out there and said, "At least I was on the field, fatty," I would have been like, yes, Mandrews.
Then
Yeah,
he
but
would
he's-
have got jumped in the locker room.
Well, there's that.
But he was feeling those things that you're talking about and not talking about them.
Yeah.
He felt awful for his teammates because he knows how good he is. He knows how good his teammates are. I mean, he could have went up there and like thrown everyone under the bus. He was like, that jerk Derrick Henry didn't have more than a 12-yard carry. Where's that dominant running back? Lamar Jackson, MVP, whatever. Where's Roquan Smith? Force a turnover, you loser. No, he didn't do any of that.
What he should have
Neither
done,
did his teammates do that to him for
Well,
not catching the ball.
what his teammate in the game that would have set him up for a traditional extra point, and he was in a situation where they had to go for 2 and they had missed one.
Yeah.
And if during that sit down at the conference at the end, if they would have said, "Hey, that was a tough situation, tell us what happened," he would have said, "Yeah, my kicker sucks," and then they could have talked about that, because that's the Mandrews move. But he doesn't get to be Mandrews, does he?
Gets to be a human.
He gets to be little Marky Mark, who hides behind his Instagram board. Marky Mark. Also, if you read the comments on this on the Instagram, they're pretty bad.
Oh, I'm sure they're awful. Human beings are awful.
The comment section is by far,
It's funnier than this show.
yeah,
Pump
it
and
is.
dump.
The comment sections are elite,
I
but
think
also the last place you should look.
Post and Ghost. Do not look at that stuff.
Oh, heads up. I thought I was being creative with Mandrews. It's his Instagram title.
Mhm.
I feel stupid now.
I guarantee someone in the comments said, "Not reading all that. Sorry that happened. They're glad to hear it."
Justin Tucker didn't miss an extra point, by the way. So you got to find another excuse.
They did miss a 2-point conversion, though. Ugh. Does their fan base do that stupid thing where they put like the emoji heart of the purple color?
Yes, with a
Oh, I hate
like a
that.
bird. I believe they add a bird in there.
Well, they're just 1 year closer to being Cowboys fans. So now you know how it feels.
Mark, no one person loses a game. That's what losers is saying to fans.
They're approaching Cowboy territory, except for they hit higher heights in the regular season, so it might hurt worse.
Yeah, I think it does.
But they've also won a Super Bowl, kind of not recent, but recent enough.
Ugh. You know the worst part? I'm now looking at the comment section. All these verified blue check marks are all just like,
Okay, they're not verified anymore. It only costs $8.
oh yeah, good point. But they're like sports reporters who are trying to like just gargle up Mark Andrews. I hate that stuff. If these guys were in that room not asking press conferences because he wasn't there, they'd be like, hey, Mark, no, you didn't catch that football. Can you hit this softball question I'm about to offer you? That's what these guys would have been. Mark, gargle. Stop it. Stupid Mark Andrews hiding from everyone.
Mark Andrews notwithstanding, Lamar choked. They should have won by 20.
Well, you can bring facts into this?
Yeah, it sucks.
So good for my Mark Andrews hate. When we get back from the break, less than 30 left of this show. It's 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610. Live from Sadie on 4th, the Sports Animal. Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to 2 Men On. We're at Sadie's on 4th, where we were just sitting down with Scott Isham during the break of Isham Dental. His office is accepting new patients. Reach out to them, ishamdentalabq.com. Tell them that the boys sent you. Get that free exam, get that free x-ray. Isaiah, you're about due for your 1 year, aren't you?
Yeah, it's coming up on it,
Hey,
actually.
what's up? You've been brushing? You've been flossing?
Of course. I'm an Arm & Hammer toothpaste guy.
That's old school.
Dang.
Yeah.
Nothing makes a smile pop like that. I tried to switch, and I'm like, I gotta wash 4 times.
Well, I mean,
Brush.
you know me. Crust is best. You know, that's
Crest guy.
I've been saying that forever. Like
Which one specifically, though? I feel like that matters. Or is it all just the same and I'm making more money?
the one that costs $1.
Okay.
The cheapest one with the cute little swirls in it. So when he squeezes the tube, it comes out really swirly and pretty, and it makes him happy. That's the one he likes.
I'm a big Topol guy too. I've been using Topol my whole life.
Topol.
Yeah,
Oh, that is.
Topol, Topol.
Yeah, let me.
I mean, it's
$1.
one I really like. It's not like an expensive one. I mean, I might be showing how poor I grew up, but I've been using Topol for ever.
I don't think I've ever.
I've never even heard of this before.
Well, the screenshot.
It's
the
not even
pictures-
on Amazon. Amazon doesn't even have it. Good Lord.
No, you can get it like Walgreens and stuff.
The guy in the commercial for it definitely looks like. Yeah, this said Topol ad 1981.
Oh, man.
I told you.
The guy that looks like.
It's got to be on Amazon because I have it.
Looks like the guy from Full House. The dad.
Danny.
With the curly black hair.
Danny Tanner. Yeah.
All right. So, okay. Well, I just found it on the Amazon. So it is here. It's for smokers.
It's for smokers.
And maybe that's why I was always at my house because I had terrible parents.
Fight stains. Tobacco, coffee, and tea, and red wine. Toothpaste for people who like life.
Is that what it says?
No, that's what I just said. The only toothpaste a smoker needs. That is a real tagline by them. It's called Smoker's Tooth Polish. Oh my God. Could you imagine if you used this and you didn't smoke? Your teeth would be bright blue hued.
All right. So it doesn't have the best reviews. This is definitely poor people stuff that I'm talking about.
Okay, like Vienna sausages type stuff.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know if all the friends of the show get that. It is crazy to go from poor people life to regular people life.
Sure. Yeah. Regular people life. You can go your whole life and not know what Vienna sausages are. Not know what potted meat is. You don't know what Smoker's toothpaste is.
You've never one time for dessert had white bread with butter, cinnamon, and sugar?
Oh.
Hold on. That's not poor people stuff.
That's 100% poor people
That
food.
is a culinary delicacy
That's poor people food
all
day.
around the world.
All day, poor people food.
Well, you put it on anything. You put butter, sugar, and cinnamon on anything. Like around here, it's a tortilla.
I'm telling you, it's on white bread.
And then I figured out
obviously, that's the only bread you ever had in your entire life.
The heel.
Obviously.
Put it on the heel piece.
You got money and you still buy Wonder Bread.
The heel piece. Is that the term for it?
What do you call it?
The butt.
The rind,
not the butt.
Yeah. But you figured out. Then I found the cinnamon sugar combination little container. I'm like, oh, it's over. Give me 3 loaves of bread. One of those cinnamon / sugar containers.
It's an impromptu I-9 varsity. Today's the I-9 varsity names for the end of the bread. You can reach out to I-9 Sports at i9sports.com. That's League Office 280 at i9sports.com, 505-312-4999. I cheated. I have the list here.
Okay.
Now, Isaiah, you said butt.
Mm-hmm.
I said heel.
Right.
And Van, you said
the rind.
Rind is not on this.
Of course it's not on there. That's not what a rind is.
Now, would you
Wait, hold on. You guys don't peel the dark brown layer off your bread? Is that what you're telling me?
cut off the crust? Is that what you're saying?
You don't get a zucchini peeler and just take off the brown stuff from your bread, so it's only like the squishy white part in the middle. You guys don't do that?
Decrust.
Yeah, but you do it all at once.
Oh,
Not every piece of bread. You do it for the whole loaf.
Rand is on here. Is that a thing?
no.
All right.
Yeah. There you go.
All right. Here's ones that are in the mix. Inbit.
Oh,
Yeah, that's pretty good.
okay. The bit at the end.
And- okay, yeah.
I feel
Creative.
like I had a grandma, the grandma that died first, and she told us grandkids that it was like the lucky piece,
Mm-hmm.
so that
Nice.
we weren't all weird about eating it.
Right. Yeah. And that way you'd fight over it
Yeah.
instead of fight over who had to have it.
What's really weird though are the people who just casually just eat it like there's nothing different. Like, okay, whether you like it or dislike it, at least acknowledge it's different.
It is different. It
Like,
needs like in my home, this is because we're keto bread because of this health journey I'm on. In my home, my lady takes
Right.
it and she will bake it to dry it out
Uh-huh.
and then puts it in the bullet, bzz, bzz, and it becomes like crust for a
Croutons, baby.
chicken. Yeah,
Yeah, let's go.
because we're not going to eat that.
I'm pretty fortunate my partner likes it. I mean, it's the end part, the climax of the loaf.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Called the
They love
frontal
it.
lobe.
Yeah.
The top piece is a frontal lobe.
The money slice of the loaf.
the knobby.
Mhm.
The thick piece.
Also, I've known Van for a long time. Everyone you've ever been in a relationship with has the weirdest eating habits.
Me personally, or are you talking about like the royal we?
Everyone that you personally have had significant, they all had super weird eating habits. Now that I've learned that your current partner, whose name I know, but we don't do these things on air,
Right.
that they choose to eat the heel piece.
Their favorite. Yeah, it's like the best day of the week when it's heel day.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
The doorstep to bread.
Yeah, it's its own plate.
Isaiah, Van used to date a gal who would buy entire pizzas and then scrape the toppings off of the pizza, eating only the topping
Yeah.
multiple
had-
times a week.
She had the same disease Fred has.
Yeah.
She had the Brimley too. So she'd buy a whole pizza and just eat the cheese and pepperoni off and leave the bread and sauce for us to take to the park and feed the ducks.
Nice.
It's a real thing that happened.
Like a lot. Not like one time. If you went to feed the ducks with bread with your current partner, she would go, "Oh, Van, wait."
Yeah.
Not the knob part. And
No,
then keep
no.
that for herself.
Yeah. Put this in the pocket.
You're like, why did you bring this aluminum foil?
She would probably say something more along the lines of, before leaving, I did research and we shouldn't feed ducks bread. So I got a series of healthy snacks that match what they actually eat in the wild. And I would say dork.
Yeah.
And then we'd go feed ducks.
Don't you know ducks love M&Ms, dummy? Now, Isaiah, I know when we hand off to Lobo Talk tonight that we have to hand off a minute early because I saw some sort of email.
Yes.
Would you like
Well,
me
you guys, for Lobo Talk, it naturally is usually like that. For women's basketball, that one will for sure have to be out a little different. A couple hours earlier, a couple minutes earlier, it's not hours.
It's hard out there in the remote broadcast world. We live it every day.
Yes. So, yeah, today scheduled 54 is when the good old Mario will kick on.
So don't go to break right now is what you're saying.
You can.
Just okay. We'll write it. We're going to do that. And then when we come back, we'll say goodbye. 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to 2 Men On. We're wrapping it up from Sadie's on 4th. It was a good one today. If you're tuning in a little bit early, Lobo Talk is immediately following us. That's a handful of minutes. Handful of minutes, fam.
It's exciting.
Looking for updates on the Cowboys. Let's see what I got here. Dallas.
So Pete Carroll called Jerry, is what I just picked
Called
up.
him what?
Called his cell phone and said, "Hey, Jerry."
Called him slightly older, ever so slightly older than me.
Yes.
All right.
The terms is it is not a unanimous decision in Dallas regarding Schottenheimer. So someone's in there with brains. I never thought I'd say this. I think Jerry is the one saying, let's pump the brakes.
Yeah, hear me out. All of this could be garbage because there's no direct data from Stephen or Jerry Jones. This is all speculation that's been re-reported through multiple channels, and now it feels real.
So the thing with Dallas is this is probably the problem. They're very, very, very tied in with their media. They only like talking to their media. So they release certain information to their sources. So, like, that is how any of this has gotten out. Like, any of the things they've done, that's how so I guess Jerry and Steven met today, and now we're just waiting. Steven Jones. How bad is – when has there ever been a situation where we know a guy is going to take over when the owner's gone and no one wants him to be the guy?
Well, let me tell you about Stan Kroenke.
I don't know if we have time, but I'd love to learn tomorrow.
The explosion from the truth bombs that I drop would be too substantial for you to handle. Good job today, everyone. Thank you, Sadie's on 4th, for having us.
Yeah, I like this place. I think I'll hang out here a little longer.
Are we at Workhorse tomorrow? Safe House.
We're at Safe House tomorrow.
Safe House Distillery tomorrow. So we're at Workhorse next week.
Next Wednesday, I believe.
Next Wednesday at Workhorse Armory. Tomorrow at Safe House.
Duh, Workhorse Wednesday.
It's awesome. Isaiah back at the station.
In honor of 2 Men On, everyone make a sandwich with the butt of the bread.
Gross. Don't tweet me that. Also, never tweet me again. I don't use that. Van, final words?
Oh, my goodness. Too much of the time allotted, my friend. What do you think we didn't cover? Make sure you check out tomorrow morning on the opening drive with Jeff and JJ.
Good job, everyone. Keep breathing.
See you at Safe House tomorrow, Burki.